What's going on, legends? Another episode from the ASX Bullshark. What's going on, guys? Alright, what's been going on today? Let's check out the trending stocks. Just out of interest, have a look here, guys. WA1's had a bit of a beautiful run. It's been very interesting. I've got a conch. I don't know what that is. It's just abbreviated change of character. Notice. So I had this beautiful little box here, just called the magnet box, where price action always seems to come to. You can see it's touch there, touch there, touch there, and this time it absolutely shat a bed, went through. Now this is the change of character I generally look for, something that completely, usually breaks its bottom trend line, or in this instance, like a magnet zone, right? So it's broken it, and most people would sell out, right? But that's the kicker. It's on the pullback, and when these EMAs flip, which is absolutely beautiful, it's 2-day pullback on little to fuck all volume here, and yeah, off she goes. Like, that one's been a beauty, absolute beauty. Let's remove these. But yeah, she's gone. She's already triggered. She's already hit my expected zone. Where was it? Do I have it? Oh yeah. What I'm doing is I'm just throwing the Fibonacci from the top of this candle to the bottom of that one. Just swung it all the way out here. Oh, stop it. Hit the 0.786 on that swing in this move. I mean, wow. Incredible. Yeah. Be curious to see how this performs the next couple of days. I would have wanted to see that gap close down before taking an entry, but yeah, it's already overshot. It's gone past what I expected, so that's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. It's a nice movement stock. Anyway, well, we've got PBH. This one went wild. This has been wild lately. Unfortunately, it's a heavily downtrending stock. I've got a lot of notes on it before. Yeah, expecting. I'll zoom right out for you guys. So this is this is from Stan Weinstein. I'm talking about stages, stage 1, 2, 3, 4, one of his books. Now, we are still heavily in stage 1. No clear signals suggesting that it's in stage 2, heavily on the 200-day moving average. Yeah, this one up here, that's a 200-day moving average, just in case you didn't know. I've got a 100 and 200 up here, and a few other indicators up here. They haven't switched on because it gets a little bit, becomes a bit of a shit heap on the screen. But so it's looking very interesting. There's a lot of volume going in. It's bouncing off the bottom. The MACD's turned positive above the histogram. There is a bit of overbought happening on the RSI, but I'd expect that from a very heavily shorted, or just a price dropping stock. Still wanted to bottom out. Do need a clear second base before I'd even consider looking at this one, but very good to keep an eye on because it is getting some fucking action now. And it's getting hot too. Just jumped in on the 5 minutes there. I like it. I like the formations, like the waves that are happening in there. It's a bit spicy, very spicy, but look, you could have just jumped in and rode that up. Very nice, very smooth. Yeah, DMI. Yeah, it's like these opportunities like this coming into the market of heavily oversold stocks. I still don't think it's the time, but hey, guys, it's up to you. At your own discretion, do what needs to be done. If you need a trade, you need a trade. Jesus, that's what we do. That's what we're about. There's a few others. Yeah, so the sizzle. What's sizzle? Look at you. Oh, snap. You are looking very interesting. Very interesting. Nice little wave patterns forming. MACD is turning positive. It's above the histogram. When I say above the histogram, I mean above that line, right? The center line. It's turning, it's going positive. It's looking nice. RSI's in a good position. DMI, the blue's going up. It's what we want to see. Very positive. Interesting. That is very interesting. That's a nice little surprise there. I mean, it's still under the 200, 200 EMA, but I like it. I would expect it to at least hit up here. Remember, this is not financial advice. I said at the beginning. But yeah, look, if I was to set a target, that'd be it at the moment, just to test that. It's really interesting. Let's really move there. Yeah, that makes sense. Look, Got 2 zones. Yeah, wow. Wow. Like it. Let's throw a few trend lines. I might start following this one. Found this one together, guys. Just doing my stock recap for everyone. I'm just going to leave that bottom trend line in. Yeah, you can see that I have cut through there. That's only because I just want to see the true trend. And more than anything, just want to place it inside a channel. And this is the hot spot. Great to see. So it bounced off a few times, so it's cut through, but I can almost consider that a change of character. But not quite. Anyway, that's just for reference. This is basically all I've done, right? Just said, oh, that's the channel which it's moving in. All right, so if anything, I'd be expecting, a bump, not to this degree, but we're kind of expecting to see something like that, right? That's the theory, when you're catching channels and waves inside channels, 1 banana, 2 banana, hopefully the third's not a fucking potato and it just comes to shits the bed down here. But yeah, you'd expect a kind of another wave like that, right? So that's the theory. But this one, yeah, shit, like, look, you expect a movement up to about here. Test that once more, just see what happens. But it's a lot of volume. That's looking pretty positive, mind you. That, yeah, about that's looking not bad. That's one worth keeping an eye on, guys. Old Sezzle, buy now, pay later. Yeah, that's not a good sector, unfortunately. Well, I mean, it has eaten a lot of sausage lately. So, is it time? Yeah, we'll see. The EMA's flipping really nicely, and that's moving really good. So it's worth keeping an eye on. It's really worth keeping an eye on. Could be a few tasty little trades in there. A few of these, I don't want to get too deep into it. This one's had a massive breakout, which is pretty interesting. It's good for those chartists out there. Like, there's a beautiful little wedge there. The EMA's kind of muddle it up a little bit over here, but I'll get rid of that too. I mean, there's a nice bounce there. It comes up, bounce off the golden fib. I mean, get fucked straight up off there. So, for those of you who don't know, so on a breakout or just a rally, and whatever you want to call it, really. Once it maxes out, hits the top, right, and pulls back, there's a very crazy correlation with the golden fib, right? You need to read LEA theory to understand it in depth. I mean, there's a shitload of videos out there, but basically, once a stock has run and has had time to digest, and all the sellers have come in, one of the most interesting places I look for a stock to bounce off is the golden fib. It's 0.618. It's the law of the universe, eh? Maths, baby. That's the one. That's the one that's very, very interesting. And that's exactly what it's done. It's basically done a double bottom. Bounce off there. You can a little bit see it if you zoom in, yeah? A little bounce. Found a base and just fucking taken off, right? Let me see if I can get another example for you here. It's close. It's very close, but it just broke through. If I was just move this out of the way, delete it just for you guys. You can see that this time on this breakout and rise and then fall, it came down and just broke through the golden fib zone. Sorry, can't see that. Golden fib zone, and then continued on, right? So it's exactly what I look for. It's hard to catch this all the time, but yeah, that's kind of that's the name of the game, ain't it? So yeah, that's just running. I mean, it's overshot now for me to even touch it, but hey, it could keep on going. Who knows? But I don't like that. There should be more volume in it. Still, that's good. That's a good amount of volume for the breakout. I like that kind of stock anyway. Absolutely, yeah. I won't dive too deep into it. I won't get into these like that. But what I wanted to run through is just the general overlook of what's happening out there. So, look, still on the cards. What I was saying before, I do believe we're going to pierce through and probably test this higher zone up here, close that gap there. That's what this purple line symbolizes. It's just this little gap in there, right? For those of you who didn't watch the last video, there's this gap there, right? It's basically called a window. Those just tend to close, all right? It's just a matter of time. I've seen them happen. It can take a year too, but price tends to drift to that direction, right? So waiting for that gap to close, I dare say it will shoot up to at least here. I mean, it's still in the channel, so there's every chance that it could go up higher, but I think this is a really, really hot zone for prices too. Price action, especially the 4200, as a psychological barrier. Is there a lot of volume there? Well, it's a little bit too ugly. suppose, for you guys. Unfortunately, I'll clear this up another time, but let's just don't jump into the other markets. Dow Jones. Oh, wee mama, how we looking? Yeah, could be breaking away here. Again, no, that's not divergent, eh? That is. That's higher than this. High. Interesting. Oh, we've got a contraction, so expansion is next. Up or down, we shall see. Do believe it might go up a little bit and then come back down. I dare say this will happen, but just keeping an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. It's too spicy right now. This is looking very interesting. Got the same theory here. There's another gap there, so there's up and then down. Still pushing for that. Anyway, that's what I'm sort of following. European markets. Yeah, so this is interesting. So I thought this was the last wave, but that was an ABC bottom, right? So that is maybe the fifth wave. The fifth wave might be finish up here because in here, so it's ABC bottom, perhaps. It could be an ABC bottom, right? So this is a one wave, two waves, and we may potentially have a third wave up here. So I'll just clear this out for now. Oops. But we may just have this third wave. Can I predict the high? Yeah, I could try. Yeah, as an example, I'll put a point across and just see if that happens. This is just really quickly, I'm just doing this. I always like I'm doing it over the phone, but let's delete that one. Let's clear it up. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Could I do that with the wicks? Oof. It still matches it. That's not bad. That could be the go there. Really could be. Could be the fifth wave finish. And then we just experience an almighty shit the bed moment from there. We'll see. We'll see. It'll be very interesting. But at the moment, yeah, they're going up. Everything's looking pretty. Volume's increasing on a breakout. Record highs, guys. Careful. Jesus Christ. This time, world. And we've got a market that's breaking out. Oh, it's not there. Almost. It's almost reaching previous highs. Yeah, careful. Here's the French guys. The French are loving it. Look out. And we'll see what happens there. That could be the same thing. Same deal. Not this one, sorry. Just come up over there. Could be just a 1, 2. And that's the end of the fifth wave. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, there's another wave inside here. Don't know if that's the wave. That's the ABC, right? 1, 2, maybe like a 3. That's the fifth wave. We'll see. It's kind of shaping up for that, or it could just completely drop. So I'm just waiting to see what happens there. Maybe, yeah, it doesn't. If you imagine that, looking at just generally, just look at the size of that wave compared to that wave, compared to that wave. So you just usually, this is the whole point of like the whole wave theory. Is they move in a way that's consistent with the previous ones, and that's kind of what I always look for. Same sort of size waves, right? So if I just clone this, you can see that that's a lot smaller. Even just me just throwing those 5s in, right? So just clone this so you can compare. Oh, fuck it. Look out. See what I mean? So just out of that, as an example, I know this is very rough, but you got to understand that you're looking for waves of the same size bearing, right? And then you can sort of more predict where they're going to go. That's how I look at it anyway. This one, especially because it's a 3-wave movement, 1, 2, 3, and then it's a pullback, right? The pullback usually goes down to at least a golden fib, if not more. So, oh yeah, I've got it there in the 0.5. Boom. That's from here, right? Even from if it goes all the way up here, let's just say it comes back down to here. I'll leave that point. Let's see what happens. We'll probably go further than that, but yeah, just out of interest. Let's see. It's getting a little bit ugly there. Might just do it's just the French again. Same. Hong Kong, not doing too much. It's just forming a bit of a wedge there. Little. Nah, I can't even call that a wedge yet. That that's nothing really. Can't claim that. No, exactly. Just gotta wait for it. Might just bounce around a little bit still. Yeah, you can see something like that happening. Just go sideways for a little bit. We'll see. See. Don't want just to wait for that one. Nikkei still in a sideways channel. Oh, it's nice. Moving upwards to the top of this channel. It's interesting. Curious. Keep an eye on that one. How are we looking? How are we looking? How are we looking? Yeah, so we're still moving. Still moving. I'll delete these. So this is the Aussie market, right? So what do we have of interest? So this is what's getting me curious. So that there. We've got a crossover occurring, right? So last time these crossovers occur, they're very clear, but there have been fake outs, like here. There have been a few fake outs, I have to admit. I've been caught up in one of them. You just pin it too early. Yeah, no, that's right. This one here. For the right. Looks like it's going to go, but it's a complete fake out. Pulls back. So this one, it does kind of take off. Looks like it wants to take off, sorry. It does, it really does. Just for the one last leg, so one wave, two waves. Yeah, one more, really. One last hurrah for a big pullback is my call. That's what I'm thinking anyway. That's how I'm watching it for now. It's just letting it go. It's a bit spicy. It's still a bit spicy. How's our sectors looking? Yeah, financials, it's looking stronger, close above the previous highs. Yeah, that's positive. Ooh, that's still very negative. That still wants to turn to the downside. So let's dive in. Hey. Cascades down, change of character, flips the switch, got bang bang, ABC. Interesting. Yeah, that could be one. Back down to this. This is the magnet zone. It's pulling back hard. There's FMG. Short in there before. Weeks. Anyway, next drop to come down and close this gap. There's this big gap there for those of you who have stuck it out this long. See this gap in here? Yeah, I'm really expecting this gap to close. Let's go there. Yeah, so this gap, expecting that gap to close, so let's head down to this line. It matches a few things, so yeah, that's kind of my theory. We'll see. Why? Well, yeah, a few channels in there. This is a new channel it's become part of. You can see that channel in there pretty clear now. Just delete that. No, actually, yeah. So this is just my thoughts, man, guys. If you're enjoying this verbal diarrhea that's happening, really, yeah. That's FMD. So I'm kind of expecting this just pull back to head down to the downside. That's just my thoughts anyway. So you've got to be very careful because it's now in this tight box. If it breaks through that, she's off. These are all just theories. So if it just breaks through there, then I'm going to go up again. Because it's tested this top trend line and failed again, especially after this swing. Yeah, I've got a strong charting tickle. Still potentially heading to the downside. So yeah, we'll see. It's just my thoughts. What else we got? I don't even mean anything, right? Again, not financial advice, for God's sake. What else we got? Retire potentials, credit value, super filament. Ooh. let's just get this up a little bit. I'll start financial sector, guys. Zeros there. So, communications still in this channel, still going to the upside. Yeah, not too clear. Looks like a potential pullback right now. It is battling, but that's still strong to the upside. I mean, it's just the trend's looking good that way. It's a nice little channel, but it does look like it's just hit the top of that trend channel now, so it might pull back a little. Yeah, it's looking like it wants to. What about healthcare? Healthcare, oh, challenging. It's going to be interesting, for sure. Yeah. MACD's turning, so it could, yeah, well, still high highs, both high highs and high lows, so it's still positive, even though the MACD's turned negative. It's all over the place. Consumer staples, yeah, that looks like it wants to pull right back, so that's all right. Consumer staples to pull back. Well, that could go up. It's a difficult one. It's still high highs, high lows. It's chilling up. There's triple rally. Pull back. Just cleared the MACD a bit negative. This is again, yeah, just hitting the top of the channel. Maybe just take some time to digest that one. How's energy looking? Ooh, still challenging, but could be a run up. That's an ABC bottom. Could be a run. There's a very strong potential for an elliott wave to form from here, so I might just change that one there. Could go for a run. Wait, that being said, let's check the oil. Yeah, so that's my thoughts. Oil's in a nice little channel there, so just this previous movement, it looks like it does want to head back down to the bottom of that channel. I would say done it before, it's come close, but bounced off once, bounced off twice, come close, shut the bed, and came back through clearly. Tested the top, but failed, came back down. Yeah, say to test the bottom again and just a nice little bounce up there. Just wait for it to bounce. Just trade accordingly. But that's what I wait for. Just wait for it to come to the bottom of this channel. Hit one of the pivot points before you do anything. Yeah. Last but not least, I'll just finish with. Wait, I'll do the VIX. Yeah. Really? No one's scared, huh? No one's scared. That's incredible. Remember, guys, it's the 1st of May. That's what they do, sell in May. So this could be the calm before the storm. Almighty eruption. Yeah, just be wary. Be wary. Yeah, DXY still looks like it wants to bounce to go to the upside. Everything about it is telling me that it wants to. So just keeping an eye on that. Gold. Oh, look at that. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that was the box. And then break it. It's going to the upside now. So if it breaks the box, which is my theory, then it's going to go down to downside and test this box before. But it has not. It's now rising. So this is interesting. We could be in for another rally. What does that mean? Well, it does mean that people are getting scared out there. It's certainly moving to a safe haven. But again, this could be just one of the many rise and falls. The company's gold. And nothing to tell me that this is overly ridiculous. We're going to take off. The volume's not that high yet. Let it digest. Anyway, guys, hope that wasn't too confusing. Still mixed results out there in the market. Still be wary. We are still in a bear market, right? You gotta know that. Nothing has been clear to say that it's changed. So take care, be safe, especially in May. Towards the end of this month is generally when people sell their stocks. So just take care. All the best, guys. Look after yourselves.